Abigail is the one who's sick this time, not me, suckers.
I know it literally never happens. I feel like the last time I was sick was last summer when I had strep, like a child. So, did you know adults get strep? I found out when I went to urgent care and they diagnosed me with strep. This time, I think I just have a mild sinus infection because allergies, which also is usually not a big deal for me. But this year, I'm
It
fucking
is so
miserable.
sneezy here. It is so sneezy here.
So, shall we dive
Yes.
into The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, which
Yes.
we got real lucky and Katie ordered her copy and then got two.
I
So
got sent two of them. Yeah.
guess who didn't have to buy one? Me.
I
But
even went back and looked because I was like, did I accidentally pre-order this twice? Because I've done that before. Because, they announce it so far in advance that sometimes I forget.
yeah,
Um, and no, they just sent me two of them. So thank
in the
you.
same box.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well,
I guess it got like mispacked by whatever human was doing it, but all right.
whatever.
Yeah,
Thanks, human who packed Katie's box, because I didn't have to go buy it.
I'll take it.
So my Book People gift card can remain full. So
And it's a very
um
pretty book. It's got sprayed edges.
yes, and fireworks, which looking at it, I thought this was gonna be like a 4th of July book. It's not.
Me too.
It's not.
I
It's
thought it
not
would
even really
be
a summery book.
agreed. I thought it would be some summary or
I also thought we would actually okay, so should I read the blurb before we dive in?
sure.
Perhaps? Cool. All right. Oh, the inside cover is pretty too. Again, a lot of fireworks. I don't think there are any fireworks in the book, but that's fine. All right.
If there are,
With
I
little
didn't register them.
I didn't either, so whatever. Hardcovers are getting expensive. $30.
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah. Anyway, little above tagline under a very cute picture of a Yorkie. In everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. ... All right, here's a proper blurb. For Larissa, it came when choosing which guy to ride home with after a concert. That night, she had no idea she'd met the perfect man. She and Chris are great together, co-parenting a slightly unhinged rescue Yorkie, sharing their favorite books, and judging bread. Pumpernickel for the win. This book was very, like, millennial coded at
Very.
points. Anyway. For the first time after all her side hustles to scrape by, things finally feel easy. But Chris isn't the one who drove Larissa home all those months ago. Chris is her boyfriend's best friend. All Chris wants is for Larissa to be happy. Standing by on the sidelines is slowly killing him, but making a move would destroy someone else. How can something that feels so right be absolutely impossible? Dun, dun, dun. And this one is connected to last year's, which I forget the title of. Say You'll Remember Me.
Yes.
Which was the one where the long distance relationship between the vet and the woman taking care of her grandmother.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you read the acknowledgments, but Abby Jimenez says in the acknowledgments that this book was actually supposed to be the first in this series, but it was like really difficult to write, so she needed more time with it, and so they like swapped them. So then Say You'll Remember Me became
Interesting.
the first one.
Interesting. Okay, I did not read that. My bad. Anyway, so yeah. I needed a character map desperately, and I Googled one, but no one has put out an updated one which is fair because this literally like just came out last week. But I need a character web of the Abby Jimenez extended universe because Brianna's brother makes an appearance also at the tiki party. Daniel presumably makes the jewelry box.
Yes.
There was another one. I don't remember.
I have kind of given up on that, and I'm
Thank
like,
God. I'm
like
ready to be done.
I'm like, if I catch the ones that I catch, cool. If I miss some of them, I didn't lose anything.
Yeah, Jackson Waters is mentioned because that's the
Yeah.
concert. Yeah. Okay. So, this book does not start off with the night they met at all. We never actually go there.
But
Which
but it but it does it is about that night in many ways because they talk about it a hell of a lot.
right, they talk about it. So the night they met, like the blurb said, is a concert where Larissa and her best friend Lexi, I guess, like run into Mike and Chris, and Mike gives Larissa a ride home. And so then they start like casually dating, and she picked Mike because Chris looked grumpy or irritable, I think is what she says a few times.
Which it turns
That
out it's because his mom had died like 3 weeks ago or something, so yeah, he was a little grumpy.
Yeah, that's weird how that works out. The theme this year is dead parents. Sorry,
Truly, and I
everybody.
didn't even know going into this one I almost texted you to warn you, and then I finished the book and I was like, "She'll be okay."
No, 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 it's
Yeah.
fine. Kinda like I said last, episode, and I think probably some other ones, the dead parent books, like, don't really get me. However,
I just
what
never want
did
you to
get
be surprised by it, so
no, which I do appreciate, however, one thing that did really get me, was the most recent episode of The Pit,
I haven't
with
watched it
Mr.
yet. I haven't
Digby.
watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you will know exactly what it is because Austin I was fixing my lunch, and Austin audibly sobbed behind me and was like, "You need to skip back." And yeah. So,
Oh, no.
um,
Okay.
yeah, actually you should watch that tonight,
Okay.
instead of
I've
The
been
Bone Temple.
I've
I
been
just feel like
saving it.
you should watch The Bone Temple, like, during daytime.
That's valid. I've been
Yeah.
saving The Pit. It's like my break glass in case of emergency show when I, like, don't wanna watch some stupid nonsense, and I'm like, I wanna watch something real, but I don't wanna try to find a new real thing to watch. I have
Yeah.
this episode of The Pit waiting for me.
Ooh, okay, well, there is a moment that I have, like, never heard Austin make a noise like that, and I was, like, making my tuna salad for lunch, and I turned around and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "You should skip back and watch this scene." And I was just like, "Oh, no." And
I'll
yeah.
watch that tonight, I guess.
It's anyway, so all that to
Yeah.
say, the dead parent stuff is, like, it's fine. It's very
Yeah.
I appreciate not being surprised by it, but also, like, the neither of us knew, and it didn't really
Eh
bother me.
yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Many a media thing now I mean, many a media thing has dead parents in it, so
True.
I can't protect myself forever.
Um, yeah, this book is heavy from the beginning, which is maybe not surprising for an Abby Jimenez, but I feel like this one was, like, heavy
A little
throughout.
Yeah. So the way, like, Chris and Larissa re-meet, I should say, is, like, Mike, her actual boyfriend, was supposed to drive her and her mom to surgery, at, like, 6 AM because you gotta check in early or whatever. And Mike calls Chris to be like, "I can't, not because he's drunk,
Yeah,
really hungover.
yeah.
And so Chris is like, "What the hell, man? Okay, fine, I'll bail you out." And so he shows up and takes Larissa to the hospital, and Larissa's not doing well. She's got a lot going on. Her dad just put her in $30,000 worth of debt, opening credit cards in her name. So, um, she's dealing with that. Uh, and she's like, yeah, she's got a lot going on. And Chris like takes her to a diner across the street, and this is where they taste bread and rank it. Pumpernickel for the win. I'm cringing really hard at that, but
Yeah,
it's fine. So that's how they like actually start kind of an independent friendship, or a friendship that's linked to Mike, but is their friendship. This is
right.
also where they rescue their dog, right? Yes, at the hospital. They're coming back from the diner, and they find this
No, that's
Yorkie in a dumpster.
is it after the hospital or is it after Mike's wisdom teeth surgery? I don't remember.
Oh, I think it's after the hospital.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna be wrong. They adopt a dog.
Yeah.
That's what matters, and it's early in the book that they adopt a dog.
Yes, at some point when they're driving around, they find this busted little terrier type thing. Um,
I They say it's a Yorkie who's like disgusting. So, wait, now I'm looking at Uh,
And they name him Wolverine, which I think is a terrible name for a dog, but it's very funny.
it's very funny. It is not a good name for a dog because it doesn't roll off the tongue. How are you
Right.
supposed to say Wolverine? No.
And there's not like a nickname,
No.
like Mav is Maverick, but he's Mav,
He's
like
Mav.
the vet has him
Mavy.
as Mav, Mavy, yeah.
Yeah.
He's only
Okay.
Maverick when he's in Triba.
His government name. Confirmed after the hospital. So they
Okay.
find this dog on page 25. So dog shows up real early. Um, so yes, they joint adopt this dog because Chris is a pharmacist. He works a lot. Larissa also works a lot, but she like works at a diner in the mornings and then does like gig economy stuff. So yeah. Uh to make it up to or to make Mike make it up to Larissa, because Mike does show up at the hospital later. Chris is like, pay to get her car out of the shop, which is an insane thing to ask somebody to do because her car to get it out of the shop was like $2,000.
And also, Mike and Larissa have only been dating for like 2 months at this point.
Yeah, if someone did that for me, well, I guess I would accept it. Don't look a gift horse too hard in the mouth. But
They're
also,
not even like official boyfriend girlfriend. Like, this
no.
is what makes them become official boyfriend girlfriend.
Okay, so not necessarily like going out of order. There are some things that Chris does for Larissa that I'm like, bro, you're
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah, like
Um,
she is an adult.
she's an adult. She can eventually get her car out of the shop. She can she can buy her own like, you know, uh the one that really kind of like irked me was when he bought the like cake boxes for her and like showed up at her house and was like, "Look, I got all these for you. You can try
Yeah.
this." It's like, "Ew, stop."
Yeah,
Blech.
that was when I was like, "Don't tell me what to do." Like,
Yeah, what if I didn't want to do that? What if I was
this
just humoring you? What if I don't
this
want to
is
do
her
this?
this is her business. Like, don't get involved with, like, her literal business that she's
Yes.
trying to start. Like, I'm very supportive of him intervening with Mike and being like, "You need to do something to make it up to her. Maybe help her pay for the car or help
Yes.
her drive her around to jobs so that she
An
can make
Uber
money to
gift
pay back the
card.
car." Yes. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, give her some rides. We find out Mike is a personal trainer who works like 15 hours a week. Like, you're not doing anything?
Yeah,
Well,
he's
we
supposed
do
to be
find out.
working overnights for the Toilet King.
Yes. Which I
I
do
got
think was a crossover, but I don't remember like specifically how.
Yes, that's why I
So,
put it in all caps in our notes because remember,
okay.
I can't remember which book it's in, but I think it might be Say You'll Remember Me. I don't remember. But in one of the books, one of them is renting an apartment and there's the big Toilet King billboard that's like directly
Oh,
outside of the window.
it's Brianna's love story.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, you are so right. Thank you. And then the taxidermy house. This is where I really needed the like character map because I was like, these people are related to Brianna and Benny. I cannot remember like how. So does that mean Mike is like the cousin of one of the like, which I think they say. And again, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I don't fucking care anymore. There's too many of you that we're
Well,
getting into in the weeds about it.
I mean, I think this is great for the real Abby Jimenez heads who love to spot this stuff, but we're not that. We're not that. That's not
Yeah,
us.
I where it gets, like, frustrating to me is, like, where I'm like, "I remember this, but I cannot place where I remember this because I
So
read
many
this book
books.
4 years ago,
This is
and
like
I
her 8th
haven't."
book or something crazy, 7th or 8th book, and they're all
S
connected.
so, I don't know, maybe I don't like being sick, or maybe I'm being really grouchy about it right now. I don't mean to bitch because it is cute for people who do really love and have maybe better retaining of the Abby Jimenez characters than we do. So,
Yeah.
and
Here's my
we
thing,
love
I can't
Abby.
get mad at
Sorry.
myself for not remembering anything because I never remember shit, so if I don't remember something, I'm like, "Whatever, it's not that important."
See, I remember lots of things, and so when I can't remember something, that's when it pisses
Yeah.
me off.
Just
So,
another day being Katie, not being
see,
able to remember anything.
your own. Yeah, this is my cross to bear
Yeah, you're
as
trapped
somebody
inside
with
of your own brain, and I'm just like, "La,
la 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 la. Everything's fine.
yeah.
Who the Toilet King? Whatever. No.
Yeah,
Anyway,
see,
okay.
I caught Toilet King, you caught something out, like, whatever.
I was like,
Um,
Toilet King's really ringing a bell, but I really can't remember where. And so that was one I was like, I'm going to move on from. The taxidermy house frustrated me because I was like, we've been here before. Where is
yes, I
it?
did. I was like, I recall this home,
Yes,
but
because I
when,
loved the taxidermy house,
mhm.
in which I think was also Brianna and Jacob's story.
I think so. I don't remember.
Anyway,
Whatever,
again,
doesn't matter.
it's a
As we
we're
said,
talking about this
doesn't
one.
matter.
We're talking about this one. It's fine.
Anyway, so basically Chris and Larissa become besties, dog co-parents. We meet Larissa's mom, who's a fucking piece of work. Um,
She's
they
she
seem to
she
have a loving and caring relationship with many, many asterisks.
yeah, like she's not abusive. She's not mean to Larissa, but boy, is she white
Selfish.
trash,
Yes.
selfish, white trash derogatory, not in a
Yeah.
fun way.
Yeah.
Uh lives she and Larissa live together. She moves boyfriends in. Uh she at least seems to pay the rent, I guess. At one point, oh, this made me so uncomfortable where she was like, "Mike, take us to this fancy restaurant." And Mike does, and then it costs $300, which Mike, again, doesn't make any money, and Chris has to bail him out again,
Yeah.
but,
And Larissa
that was rough.
knows none of this, which part of this book I was like, "Babe, pay attention. How are you not catching on that this man doesn't have a job? How are you not
Yes.
catching on that he's drunk all the fucking time? Like,
Oh, yes,
open
okay.
your eyes, girlfriend."
So we don't necessarily have to go, like, plot point by plot point, but the biggest, like, recurring thing, in a way, is that Chris and Larissa get steadily closer as Mike has more and more shortcomings,
Yes.
which Mike has a drinking problem. He's like a binge drinker, and he drops the ball because he's a binge drinker. So like, and yeah, also he like doesn't have a job. And it is also established at some point that he has anxiety. He needs to be like seeing a therapist. I guess he like had a pretty severe like sports injury. It's like a very classic like dude broke his leg senior year of high school and now can't get his life together even though he's 30,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, very
okay.
much. Like, he had a sports injury in high school. He got a DUI, like, graduation night or something like that, or, like, his
Prom
senior year
night.
prom night, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And then never really recovers from that,
Right.
which is understand I gained a lot of sympathy for Mike as the book went on. At first, I was like, "This guy sucks," and then I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, this guy is just, like, really going through it and really needs some help."
Yes, toward there were and definitely, like, by the end, I'm like, he is a far more, like, sympathetic character, but, yeah, as Mike falls short in his relationship with Larissa, and this becomes, like, you know, part of the plot point later on is that Chris comes and, like, secretly, like, picks up the pieces because he wants Larissa to be happy, which, again, in some ways, I'm like, "You're kind of a creep, man." Like, please don't show up at her house and shovel off her car. I know it's not a safe neighborhood, but, like, to her credit, she's like, "Who did that? Do I have to
Yeah.
stalk her? Don't do that without telling her. She can do it. I promise."
Yeah, like, the
There's
things of, like, intervening with Mike to, like, help cover for him, I understand to an extent because that's his best friend, and he's like, "I'm not trying to get in these people's business." Um,
right.
Giving Mike advice on gifts to buy Larissa, very nice.
Pretty
A little
reasonable.
a little overkill, certainly, but,
Yes.
this isn't the same thing, but you and I ask each other what to buy for other people in our lives all the time. Totally normal thing to
Sure.
do for your
Yeah.
friend.
And also, yeah,
Um,
if for some reason Austin was like, "I'm gonna get her a 7-foot teddy bear," I would hope to God you would intervene. So, you know
yes.
what? Fair enough in that one. That one I was like, because also the other friend too was like, "Dude, don't do that." So I was like, "Okay, that one, yeah, don't do that, man."
If
But being
Austin
like,
tried to
"Get
buy you a 7-foot teddy bear, I would tell him he's insane, and then I would pick up the phone and call you and be like, "Guess what this bitch just told me?"
just he wants to buy you the teddy bear at Costco." Uh, Yeah,
I don't
no.
know, I might let him, it would be pretty funny.
Okay,
It
it can live
depends
at
on
your
how
house.
whimsical I'm feeling that day
It can live in the guest room in, Katie's room.
in
It
my
just
room,
stays
yeah.
here. Yeah. But yeah, that being like, "Hey, man, don't do that. Instead, get her this jewelry box that's specially made in Wakan, but make sure it has a place for, bracelets and rings, because she doesn't wear necklaces. She only wears bracelets and rings." And, like, I've no like, bro, bro. This is where I'm like, Abby Jimenez, I don't think this man exists at all, and maybe he shouldn't? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. Him buying the EpiPen, I thought was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Uh,
Although,
okay,
when we learn that that is kind of connected to his anxiety about his mom dying, I understood it a little more, but it is a little
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, except an EpiPen is $700.
Yeah,
And Chris doesn't, like, make that much money. Oh, he's always throwing money at her in a way that I'm
yeah,
like, "Please stop doing that. This is
yeah,
weird." I know, like, yes, help out your friends, absolutely. Don't don't co-sign loans with them,
yeah.
maybe.
That's a
I don't
crazy
know.
thing to do.
Yes,
Um,
okay, sorry, maybe we should go more plot.
no,
I'm
because
just like
I think the plot is fairly repetitive. Like you said,
yes,
Mike drops the ball. Like there will either be something that Mike has promised Larissa he was going to do, or um they made some kind of prior plans together or something, and then he just doesn't show. He's drunk or he is anxious. He calls Chris to bail him out. Rinse, repeat. Like one of those incidents is um, Chris and Larissa end up going on an insanely long hike because Mike is an idiot and told them that the hike was only an hour and a half, but it was an hour and a half running. Um, so they end up on this hike, like, all fucking day with the tiny little dog, like and, like, no
and
they run out of food and water and, like, they get
and
lost, like
I think they say it was like a 5-hour hike
yeah,
or something. Like, I've been on an 8-hour hike, but it was well prepped, and I did it, like, several times. Also, I was, like, in youth group, so,
right,
I was a very healthy spring chicken.
right,
Uh, I survive now. I wouldn't be very happy about doing it, and also, I would
right.
wanna be mentally prepared. If I'm
Exactly.
halfway through an 8-mile hike with no water and no tuna snack pack, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So, that was an insane one.
Yeah, so that was kind of the first big example of getting a
oh,
spam call.
I was gonna say,
Go
you can also this was very Ryan coded to me. So, it's
so
it was
much
an
of
hour and a
this
half
was very
it's an hour and a half running. You didn't run? No, I didn't run. I walked it.
much
So,
of Mike's antics are very, coded to my ex-husband.
yeah.
Um,
So, uh, let's see, this is where we learn Chris is a
well-meaning and then just
not quite full thought, full follow through
yeah.
guys.
I mean, the
So,
custom jewelry box is sort of like you picking out that very nice purse for me that he just paid for.
to be fair, purses are tough, so I bought
That is
Hannah one
true.
too. If anyone needs, vintage Coach recommendations, I can help you pick one out. I've done it twice now, so,
Yep,
to be
it's
fair.
my daily driver now, so
Oh, it is a good bag. Yeah.
yep.
I feel like I need one now too, actually. I actually don't have one. I have a brown one, but I wear black, so I need a
Yeah.
black one.
Well, that one's my daily driver when I'm wearing black, and then my brown one is the Madewell tote that I have,
That's a good one too.
the little
So,
bucket bag.
I do love that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's the jewelry box, there's the dinner that Mike can't afford, and so he calls Chris because his card is getting declined. Chris has to show up at the restaurant, pay the bill.
Then he proceeds to order another old fashioned on Chris's tab,
Yeah,
which that part I was like, "All right, you've lost my sympathy." I understand a little bit of how you got into this situation, girlfriend's mom is an asshole. Okay, sure.
right. And
But
you
don't
don't wanna you wanna save face, you don't wanna be like, "I can't afford that."
yeah, sure. Okay. Not great, but okay. Then your friend shows up and then you order what is presumably well, they live in Minnesota, so what would be like an $18 old fashioned here is probably like a cool 15 or 14 there, you know,
Still.
14 to when I gotta be honest, when he was like, the final bill was $300, I was like, I thought it was gonna be way more.
Yeah,
I'm used to
literally earlier I was like, "That's not that bad."
I
But
know, unfortunately, we're used to living here, and, often when we get to go to a steakhouse, it is very nicely heavily discounted, so
yeah.
we are lucky gals,
Yeah, I
and
was like, "Wow, a nice dinner for $100 per person? That's not so bad." Like,
I know, and in the book, she's like, my mom ordered all the appetizers and 2 desserts
yeah, I'm
and
like, "That's a
coffee.
fucking steal, man."
I know, I was like, "Damn, I wanna go to the steakhouse. That's way better than these
Truly.
prices around here."
Yeah.
So, yeah, alright, could have been a lot worse, Chris. So,
Yeah. Stop
uh
bitching.
oh,
Anyway,
the
oh, go ahead.
and I was gonna mention, like, the summer cabin when
Yeah,
they go to
that's what
the
I was about to do too, yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, this is when Larissa sees, like, Mike, like, actually fully drunk for the first time. Cause like, when she would see him drink at dinner, like, he's a big guy, and, like, so it's not always, like, super clear that he's drunk. And then they go to the cabin, Mike's, like, family cabin or something where
Yeah,
all
I
the,
think so.
like, yeah, friends hang out. They go there for a long weekend in the summer, and Larissa comes with Chris. They, like, ride together, and Mike is drunk, which she's kinda like, "Oh, sure, like, it's, we're at the lake house, it's, like, the afternoon. Alright, sure, whatever." And then we don't really see, like, any of this weekend, and then it kinda
Mm.
skips forward. She was like, "He was drunk the entire time. He was really annoying. Like, I did not, like, have a good time. I was ready to, like, not be with him anymore," which, like, is not great. Um, but yeah, this is
This is also when we, like, see kind of the extent of Mike's dumbassery of, like, Chris having to be like, "Look, you always forget that she's allergic to nuts, like, take all of the nuts out of the fucking cabin, like, please." And this one is more understandable to me where he doesn't feel like he's overstepping because he is, like, a pharmacist, he, like,
yeah,
knows, and he also knows that his friend isn't thinking about this kind of stuff, so, like,
right.
it's not overstepping to be like, "Hey, just a reminder, like, she will die, like, she's very
Yeah.
allergic." And then they get to the cabin and, like, there's, like, peanut butter sitting out on the counter or whatever, and this part made me angry because I was like, "Mike, she could die." Like,
She could die.
yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. Uh, I'm trying to think if there's anything in the middle that oh, okay. So, moving again, the plot is a little bit repetitive of Mike screws up, Chris steps in, Chris and Larissa are, like, falling in love with each other. Wolverine kills lots of things.
Wolverine
Let's
is what Mav wishes he was.
yes, so true. Mav would read this book and pine for
Be
Wolverine's
like, "That's
life.
me, that's
That's
me."
I see myself in this man.
That's what
It's,
that's what Mav thinks he's doing every time he's tearing up his little dragon or whatever.
yeah, that he's killing a big 6-foot snake on the trail, eating
Yeah,
its entrails. Ugh, that was
exactly.
gross. Uh, oh, okay, so this book also kinda goes through the span of, like, 11 months?
Mhm.
So that does mean we kind of have a few time jumps. So later on in the book, kind of in the fall, Larissa is moving in with Mike, because her mom is moving to South Dakota with her boyfriend Phil, which I'm sorry,
I was
Buck
like,
Phil.
"Damn it, why does the bad guy have to have the same name as my very lovely, not a deadbeat boyfriend?"
Yeah,
Boo.
Book Phil is a deadbeat, and sucks, but
In my in
whatever.
my note in my notes, I just have Phil, parentheses, damn it.
Yep. I'm so sorry to non-book Phil, but Phil is kind of a deadbeat boyfriend name.
Yeah,
Not non-book Phil, you are not a deadbeat boyfriend. If you ever listen to these, I don't know. But hey, we
if
got a
you ever
Chris,
will. I
but
know.
which luckily, like, I am Chris is my stepdad's name.
Yeah,
Uh, I think I'm removed enough that, they're also like you come across more Chris's like day to
exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Don't come across a lot of Phils. So
I
you
recently
know.
tried to pick up a Tessa Bailey, because I needed brain rot book after finishing, Vampires, and, the the male lead has the same name as my, gay male boss, and I was like, "Nope, can't do that one.
Sure.
Can't have
Sure.
a male lead in a Tessa Bailey, of all things, share a
Yeah,
name
that
with my boss."
yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough. Back away. Back away.
Yeah,
I understand
so
that.
I won't be reading that
Uh,
one.
nope, that's fine. So yeah, moving toward the end of the book, Larissa decides to move in with Mike. She's kind of been staying there a lot anyway because her mom has moved Phil in, and Phil sucks, and their apartment is only 700 square feet.
I'm
Like
gonna clip that part of you saying Phil sucks and send it to him.
Phil sucks.
That's how I'm gonna get Phil to listen to this podcast, is be like, "Guess what Abigail said on the podcast
Abigail said
today?"
Phil sucks,
She told
like on
all
the
of our
podcast,
listeners, all of our tens of listeners
that
that
Phil
that
sucks.
you suck.
You're gonna have to listen in to figure out why. So,
Exactly.
real teaser for an audience of one.
One more
Anyway,
listener,
one
baby.
more listener. We're on our way to fortune and fame, truly. So,
Soon we will have more than tens, we will have dozens.
dozens, tens to dozens. We're on the up and up, guys. Everything's great.
Yep.
So
Anyway, so she moves in with Mike.
she moves in with Mike, but she doesn't. She and Chris have kind of like they've been not seeing each other as much. Chris is kind of like this is starting to get too like painful. I can't keep watching Mike kind of like be crappy to her, and I really miss her. And then he finds out through the grapevine that uh she's moving in with Mike, and then he's really hurt, and then he's like, I gotta get a girlfriend, which yeah, that always works.
Yep,
So
he starts dating a hot doctor.
yes, which I hope Heather gets a happy ending somewhere else.
Maybe we'll get
That's
her book.
I was just about to say that. Maybe we will. That was the first time I thought that.
Yeah.
Um, so they're going to the cabin again for Christmas. And Chris is picking Larissa up again like he did in the summer. And Larissa's been ooh, I almost missed the
I was
biggest,
gonna
worst
say you
plot
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
My bad. So Larissa moves in to Mike's place like one day early. Like she was supposed to move in, I don't know, let's say a Saturday, and she gets back to her house or her apartment with her mom, and I can't remember why she like doesn't want to stay there. Oh, was it Phil got a DUI? Something like that? I don't remember. Something that she was like,
I
I
don't
don't want to
remember.
be here. Yeah, I don't remember. She's like, I don't want to be here. I'm just gonna go to Mike's place. Like, it's not worth it. I'm tired and I don't know, whatever. There's a comfy bed there. Mike like lives in like the guest house of his family home. So his digs are way nicer, I presume, than the 700 square foot apartment. So
And there's an actual bed, not an air mattress,
yes,
so, you know,
yes,
I would have
because
done this too.
yeah, I absolutely would have done this. I want to sleep, so I'm at the age now where if there is a comfortable option available, yeah, I'm there
Yep.
immediately. So, anyway, but she shows up at Mike's apartment, walks in, and is like, "Huh, what are all these Taco Bell wrappers doing here?" Which, wow, what were you doing in my house, Larissa, after I was drinking? I'm just kidding.
That's how I love the morning after I've been drinking and I walk into the kitchen and I'm like, "Oh, I did DoorDash Taco Bell at 1 a.m."
Yeah, I'm trying to break my 1 a.m. Taco Bell habit, but man, nothing hits harder
Pry
than a 1 a.m. bean burrito.
pry it from my cold dead hands, you'll never take that from me. I don't care how healthy I'm trying to be, I will be having 1 a.m. Taco Bell.
You know what? That's so fair. Life is about balance. Recently I had asked Austin to if he could come like pick me up from downtown, and he not unreasonably was like, I can, but it would take me a long time. Like, can you Uber?" And I was like, "Ubers are $50." And then he sent me Uber money, and then I was like, "Okay, well, if you don't want to pick me up, can you at least go to Taco Bell for me?" Which he did. So, good husband award.
Yep.
So I love oh, nothing I love more than post-drinking midnight Taco Bell. So, anyway, this situation is far more serious. So, she
Yes,
comes home
less
to all
cute.
these less cute, less drunk, silly, watching, reality TV, eating Taco Bell, a man passed out in the hallway in his own vomit.
After drinking an entire bottle of vodka that he had purchased, what, like 2 or 3 hours previously, I think we learned?
Yes,
Yeah.
like, she found the receipt and was like, "Oh, this is bad," and she does not call Chris, she, like,
He
kinda
calls
cleans him up.
Lexi.
Yes, she calls Lexi, who Lexi is kind of through the book been like, "Mike's a loser," and she's
Yeah.
like, "No, Mike's great,"
Yeah,
and
to Lexi's credit, she's very like, "You do you. I think he sucks, but go on the journey you're on."
yeah, and the next morning, Mike sees her on the couch because Lexi has, like, cleaned everything up, which you could not pay me to clean another man's vomit off the carpet.
Absolutely not. I would
Mm,
not clean your vomit, I would not clean your husband's vomit, I would not clean Phil's vomit, I would not there is nobody that I would do this for. I would be like, "I'm gonna check that you're alive. I'm gonna put you in a position where you won't throw up again and choke on your vomit. I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna come back here tomorrow morning, and I am gonna yell at you like nobody has ever yelled at anybody before." Yes.
Larissa is a sucker and cleans up this man's vomit and realizes also later that he has wet himself on the floor and she's fucking steps in it. So, girlfriend, which to be fair to her, this is her breaking point.
Yeah.
So, 2
She
days
also
later,
again, she
yeah.
invites Lexi over to do this. I would not help you do this. Again, I love no.
I think, like, she was like, "Lexi, do you have" I don't remember exactly, but yeah, Lexi does come and is like, "Girl," and she's like, "No."
I would be
Yeah.
like, I'll Venmo you some money to pay for somebody to come clean this up, but I ain't doing it.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Lexi
doing this."
and Larissa are two broke girls making their way
Yeah.
through life together,
But
so
had you committed a crime or something, I would have helped you do that. But if
that
it was the result of somebody being a dumbass, even if that person is your husband or another loved one, nope,
carpet
nope,
vomit, tough,
nope,
tough.
nope.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
I don't even like cleaning up my dog's puke, but it's not like I can make them do that.
No, I know, I was just gonna say, yeah. At
And
least they feel bad about it.
that's easier than people vomit too.
Or I'm gonna tell you a story later. I'm not gonna say it on air because it's embarrassing that it has nothing to do with Austin or anybody else either of us know. It is a college story.
Okay. Oh, great. Excellent. I love that.
Um,
Anyway, so Larissa
anyway,
tells
yeah.
no one other than Lexi.
Yes, and Chris comes to pick her up for the cabin, I think either, like, the next day or something where she's kinda like, "Mike and I haven't talked for, like, 2 days. He
And
does
Mike
not
went up
realize
to
that
the
anything's"
cabin early, I
early,
think. Yeah.
because she and Chris both had to work, which is, like, also why they went up early or went up later than everybody else
Yeah.
over the summer too. Um, so they had, like, the same arrangement, and she's like, "Mike does not even realize, like, what happened," which again, you see a man passed out in his own vomit, you check he's alive, get him in a better position, you fucking leave. Go somewhere else.
S
Get up.
You don't
Anyway,
even give him the opportunity to act like everything is normal.
yes. So, Chris picks her up, but he's got his new girlfriend Heather in the front seat, and Larissa full on crashes out and throws up in his water bottle in the back seat. Sure,
Relatable.
yeah. Um,
I'm
the
also a
Chris
stress puker, as I think I've said on the pod before. So,
Yeah,
I get it.
I haven't witnessed Katie stress puke, but she'll tell me about it, so
It's usually when I'm, like, full on panic attack, which rarely
yeah.
happens when I'm around other people.
Yes. So, I I can't remember the last time I puked. Watch me
Do
puke tonight
you
for, like, no reason.
I have not stress puked since I got divorced.
Really?
I don't think
I thought you
so.
puked not that long ago. But was that for not a stress puke?
It was not a stress puke.
Because 'Cause you're kind of a puker.
I am a puker. I puked, one night during South by, it was one of the nights that I had just had a weird combination of foods and drinks. Like, I wasn't even drunk. My stomach was just like, "I hate
Maybe
this."
that's what I'm thinking of.
And it was right after I had gotten over being sick too. So I did throw up then, but
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
probably what
had,
I'm
like,
thinking
a
of.
full-on, like, panic attack stress throw
Oh,
up.
onward and upward, baby.
I've
Onward
al I've
and
also only
upward.
had 1 panic attack since I got divorced.
Hey, that's I was hoping my camera would do the confetti thing. I'm doing
Ah,
the hand motions.
hang on, wait, I'm gonna make mine do it. I'm gonna make mine do it.
Katie and I are recording remote because I'm sick. But
No one can see it, but
yeah,
yay!
can and imagine Katie and I basically on a Zoom call and there's confetti raining down from her screen.
Yeah.
So you get the visual.
Hey, wait,
Anyway,
the video's technically recording here. I can clip that for I'll put it on Instagram.
anyway,
Anyway,
sorry. Back to the book.
y'all are
Uh,
lucky that we don't look super busted today and we're actually willing to post some of this video because sometimes we're on here looking rough, but all
I
things
know.
considered, we look okay.
Yeah, my background's cute. You can see my books. You can see my guitars. My guitars. One is my husband's.
Yeah,
Yeah. There will you'll see our faces again. Or I'm not wearing makeup, and I've been sick.
neither am I.
D-
I don't think. Did I put makeup? Oh, I did go to work. So
yeah,
yeah,
you
I
went to
put
work.
makeup on at some point.
Yeah, so don't look too closely at me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Larissa pukes in Chris's water bottle. Uh, Mike Mike is drunk when they get there again, and
And
he
also
pulls
hasn't cleaned out the nuts again.
again, and Mike pulls Chris aside, and he's like, "Look what I got, Larissa," and pulls out a big old box of like fancy French macarons, which if you don't know, are made with almond flour.
Fucking
Nuts.
dumbass. This is my ex-husband coded.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chris is like, dude, she can't have those. She will die. And he goes, what am I gonna do, man? I don't have anything else for Christmas. Fucking Chris goes and buys her a gift at the hardware store, which I'm like, you fucking sucker, man. You're an idiot. The Chris and Larissa at points, I'm like, guys, be fucking for
With
real.
Chris in this moment, I'm like, this is when you gotta let your friend fail. Like, I'm sorry, you just do. I understand that you care about Larissa and you don't want her to be disappointed, and that you care about your best friend and you know that he really loves Larissa and you want to help him save this relationship. But sometimes you just gotta let people fail and then let them figure it out on their own.
Yes. Also important to note, Chris does not know anything about his drunken vomit hallway
Yes.
episode.
Yeah.
So so the next day, Larissa has been upset that she and Chris aren't really talking because Chris is like, I need to get a girlfriend because I can't keep pining for this woman. And brings Heather, who seems perfectly lovely, by the way. Like Larissa even says, like, I like Heather. She's great. But I hate her because she's with Chris. So whatever.
Valid.
Um, yeah. So she breaks up with Mike. She tells Chris everything, and he's like, I had no idea. And because Larissa and Mike like finally have a conversation, she's like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I don't know if I can do this. And then she kind of like leaves him hanging for a little while, which is like not super great. But she has a conversation with Chris where she like kind of tells him everything, and he's like, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Yada yada. Chris gets really mad, but doesn't really show Larissa. Larissa officially breaks up with Mike, and Mike fucking full on crashes out. Like, literally.
Yep.
So he doesn't tell any of the guys that they broke up until so all the dudes go snowboard or snowmobiling because they're like out in the Minnesota wilderness. Um, they go snowmobile to a bar, and I think it's not until there that he like tells all the guys that they broke up. And if I remember correctly, it could have been like right before. I don't really remember. Anyway, all that to say, they end up at a bar, and Mike just goes on an absolute bender, orders shots. It takes his friends like 2 hours to drag 2 hours to drag him out of the bar, which I'm like, "You guys are not very good at this." Or
Yeah.
just I don't
Leave
know.
him
They
there.
Yeah,
At
well,
this point,
yeah,
like,
yeah, leave him there. Take the snowmobile keys and leave him there. I don't know.
yeah.
Also it's Christmas Day, by the way. Uh, so whatever. Uh, Mike gets super drunk. They put him on the back of one of the snowmobiles, and as, he's on and in his, drunkenness, he is very upset about Larissa and is, crying, and he get Xavier or Jesse, one of the other bro friends, pulls Chris. Chris is like, "I can take Larissa home," which I'm like, "Ugh, dude, okay, stop that."
Yeah.
Goes back to the house and is like, Heather and Larissa, all the girls are in the hot tub having a good time, which this was a very triggering moment for me because, man, have you ever been having a good time and then everything is ruined immediately by a drunken somebody? Wow. Anyway, so he gets there and he's like, Heather, Larissa, get your stuff. We're going. Poor Heather's like, I'm just having a good time. What's going on? Larissa's like, oh, Mike's drunk, huh? And Mike sees Larissa trying to get her stuff and get packed and starts crying at her feet and then forcibly kisses her, which at this point I was like, oh, I'm fucking out. I'm done. And then, to make matters worse, he had gone to his room and eaten all the macarons and gave her an allergic reaction.
Yeah,
And
she's like, "Suddenly my, neck is really itchy." And Chris is like, "Fuck." And then he punches Mike in the face, which I was like,
after he,
"Chris, you've never been hotter."
yes, after he has to EpiPen Larissa
Yeah.
and get her Benadryl, which, by the way, he gets his EpiPen that he's been hoarding
Yeah.
for, which, okay, at this point, good for you. But, Larissa has an EpiPen. Let me be so clear. She has an EpiPen.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he EpiPens her and he kind of has this dramatic little monologue in his head of I had to hurt her. This is the first time I've ever touched her. Yada yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then yeah, he walks over and beats the shit out of Mike. We only
It's
see on the
awesome.
page the first punch, but then later he's like, yeah, I was beating him up and then Jesse and Xavier had to pull me off and I was like, yeah, he
Yeah, he
deserved it.
ends up with, scabs on his knuckles, he beat him up so good, so I was like, "Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Yup. Yup.
Love that."
Yup.
I would've beat him up just for kissing her, let alone almost killing
I
her.
know. Exactly. All the dudes, pull him off, and then that's when she's like, "Did you eat nuts?" Because yeah, he ate the stupid cookies. So,
And he's like,
uh,
"Oh, I forgot."
and yeah, almost killed her.
Yeah.
So, oof. Uh, so yeah, then Larissa and Heather leave with Chris. I guess he drops Heather off.
I
And
guess. We
then
don't I don't know if we really know. Maybe it was mentioned, but I don't remember it.
yeah, and then moves Larissa in with him because obviously she can't move back in with Mike.
And she has
And
literally nowhere to go except to move, 4
South
hours away with
Dakota,
her mom, yeah.
which and deadbeat boyfriend Phil, which obviously she doesn't want to do. So Chris moves her in with him, which yes, okay, I get it, because she can't go with Lexi, because Lexi I think lives with her siblings.
Yeah.
There's something like that. I am a little bit like, do you not have any other pals? No,
Yeah.
no one,
No other
yeah,
friends,
no.
but
And her credit
she
is
does work a
shot,
lot,
so
so
yeah. She can't get an apartment because her credit's really bad because of her dad. Uh, Sorry, Cooper just ran up the stairs. Could you hear him?
a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's good that the noise suppression thing is working pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so yeah, Chris is like, "You're coming to stay with me," which is when all his "I have to take care of you" stuff kicks in or whatever. So Larissa does move in with him. They don't do anything for a month and a half. They kind of admit that they're in love with each other. And Chris fesses up that he's been the one doing all of these things for Larissa when Mike has dropped the ball. And they admit it, but they know that they can't do anything right now because like, oh yeah, Larissa gets fired from her job because her mom or Mike's mom is her boss at the diner, and she Mike's mom sounds awful, but she's a very like tertiary character.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, then she moves in with Chris. Chris obviously like takes care of her and like helps her get her like Gray's box thing off the ground and co-signs a loan with her.
Crazy.
Crazy thing to do. Dude, don't co-sign loans with your friends.
No,
I
I
guess,
wouldn't
like
co-sign a loan with you. Like,
really?
I don't know.
You
I
wouldn't
guess
need
I
to.
had to think about it. Yeah.
The list of
I
people
guess it
I've
would depend
co-signed a
on what
loan.
the purpose is,
Yes, and how which I
how
guess to be
much it
fair
was
in
for.
this loan is 2 grand, so,
Yeah.
not like a certainly hefty chunk of change.
Right. Well, if that
Don't
were the
get me
case, I
wrong.
would just give you 2 grand and then you would pay me back.
Oh, thank you. Um,
Easy.
I'm
I would loan you 2 grand.
Katie says she will loan Abigail 2 grand. I don't need 2 grand right now. It's fine.
Do you accept
But
it
no,
in the form of like books and Sunny Angels?
please don't give me
Or
any
do you
more
need
Sunny
it to
Angels.
be liquid?
If the loan I need is for trinkets, oh,
I
we're
got you
golden.
covered, babe.
Yeah, we're done. I just come to your house.
Take
Uh,
whatever you want. I won't even notice it's gone.
if I need a loan, it's likely not for Sunny Angels, but I do
Damn.
know, luckily, several sources where I could procure many Sunny Angels in a short amount of time on loan.
Yeah.
So we're
If you
rich
ever
in
need it.
trinkets.
If you ever need it,
Anyone who needs to call Katie or
let
our
me
friend
know.
Madeline.
Let me know.
So yeah, then Jesse comes over and is like, "Hey man, this is weird." Like, and Jesse's like, not wrong,
Yeah,
like,
it is weird. And he's also
like,
like, it's so obvious that you two are in love with each other and you know you can never do this. And
yeah,
Chris is like, yeah, like we know, we talked about it. Like, because Mike is like starting to get his life together and sobering up and going to therapy. And he's like, I'm trying to be like the man that she deserves, basically. And
mm-hmm.
everyone's like, she's not going to get back together with you, but like, good
If
effort, I
this is
guess.
motivating you,
Right.
like it's been bad enough that they're like, guys, come on, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And but then Jesse leaves, and then he like Larissa's like, well, I gotta move out because it's too painful to do this. And then he's like, fuck it, and kisses her. So
Yeah.
that didn't last very long.
Probably in any of the books we've read for this podcast, the latest we've ever
Yeah.
had a first kiss, I would say. That's not scientific, but I would say with like pretty like high certainty
Hold on. I think I got there. It is on page 356 out
of
of 384.
yeah,
Slowest of slow burns. They don't
truly.
even like touch until he has to stab her with an EpiPen. Very
Correct.
romantic. So, yeah, you can. Oh, that I think that literally is like 90% of the way through.
Yeah.
If my brain math is close, it's something like that.
Yeah.
So, woof.
Yeah.
Then this I'm gonna say, I found them really annoying as a couple.
Yeah.
Like, also as like like they are like the cute coupley friends that you just go, ugh. Like,
Yeah. Like
early in
they're
the
too in love.
kind of, and they're too
Yeah.
like cutesy a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say I legitimately made a face in the early part of the book where they both go to the tiki thing, and they both show up wearing a shirt with Wolverine's face on it that they both supposedly like specially ordered, and he's like, I guess we both found the same website and picked the same print. Like, ew, what? Shut up. I'm trying to think, there's a movie I really like where somebody is like making out and somebody in the background is just like, "Bleh." That's the face I made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. They were like they're very. This book was kind of like insta lovey for me, despite them not getting together for so long. it is not like a slow burn. Chris is in love with her, despite him taking a minute to like you within a couple hours of like hanging out with this woman are telling your friend to drop 2 grand on her.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy behavior.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I this is almost certainly the yearniest of the
it
Abby
is very
Jimenez's.
yearny.
Yeah. And
If that's your jam,
you know what I will say? Well, let's get through the end. Well, we pretty
yes.
much are at the end. Like they get together. Um, Chris is pretty depressed because he's essentially lost all of his friendships, but he's like, I love this woman. This
Mhm.
is worth it. And I'm like, let's think a little harder about that one. I understand not being friends with Mike, but maybe don't give up all of your friendships for a girl.
Right. He's kind of assuming not that everyone will take Mike's side, but they will all be like, "Dude," which, like, they have every right to. It's pretty weird looking from the
Right.
outside in.
Right.
Uh, Especially that they've been such close friends for a year. All of this stuff happens with Mike. Larissa immediately moves in. He's co-signing loans with her. He's helping her with her business. He's driving her around. Like, yeah,
And
it looks
and
a
Mike
little
is
weird.
Chris's, like, childhood friend, like, they've known each other for,
Yes.
like, 25 years, so this isn't just like a random buddy, like, this is his, like, best, oldest friend,
Yes.
um,
So, to be
but
fair to his
also
friends.
yes, but I did understand Chris being like, "Maybe I can't be friends with Mike," just also because Mike has all of this baggage that makes it hard to be
For
friends with
sure.
him right now,
Yes.
um but yeah, I
But
was like, "Maybe let's not write off all of our friendships so quickly."
right. Yes.
Um, but
It's
then it
not
ends
good to
up being
isolate yourself.
okay. Yes.
Yes.
Then it ends up being
M
okay because they make up with Mike, like
Mike shows up at Chris's work and is
mhm,
like, "Hey, man, I know you guys are together. That I'm really sorry for how I treated you." Uh, like, apologizes for a lot of stuff, even, like, going back to, like, when Chris's mom died and,
yeah,
like, Mike, like, kinda fell off the face of the earth. Or, like, or, like, everything. Like, he kinda, like, goes down the list and is like, "I was a shitty dude."
yeah.
And Chris is like, "Yeah, uh,
It's a very good
but I."
apology.
It is a very good apology, and Mike is, like, working for the Toilet King. Again, he's not personal training. Like, he's making, like, real steps, and they have a very nice friend moment where Chris forgives him. Mike basically is like, "I know you guys are together. I don't, like, love it, but I just want her to be happy."
Yeah,
And they end it with being like, "I love you, man." And Chris says he's proud of Mike, and it's actually really sweet. And it was like a good ending for that, where
mhm,
I think Chris says something like, "It feels like a breakup, but like at least of what our friendship was, it's just gonna have to move forward." And then Larissa also shows up. This is another thing where I was like, "What do you mean?" Whatever. Larissa
yeah,
comes and she and Mike have they do
she's,
that thing
like,
where they're
bringing
like,
Chris lunch or something.
yeah. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I
I
don't know.
bring
I
Phil
don't know.
lunch at work.
I I know, and Austin brings me dinner. I don't know. It's just well, they do this thing where they're like, "How'd you know I needed you?" And they go, "Trauma bond," based on their, like, hike in
The
the early
hike,
part of the
yeah.
book, and I'm like, "Oh, shut up. That's not a
Yeah.
real trauma bond. You
Yeah,
went on
you
a
don't
long
fucking
hike.
know.
You
You
don't
have
even
no
know yet."
idea.
Well, I mean, I guess at this point now in the book they do,
It's true.
but
Both of them they've both really
yeah.
gone through some shit.
Yeah, so but Larissa and Mike do have, like, a good closure conversation, which is great, and so then, like, then we get to an epilogue that's, like, 6 months later. I don't think there's any proposal coming because I think if there was, I would have clocked it and been, like, furious.
Yeah.
Uh, but they're, like, at a pumpkin patch with, like, the other 2 guys and their girlfriends, and Mike isn't there, but it's, like, not like, Mike is back in the guys' lives, but he doesn't, like, come around when Larissa is there, which is, like, completely understandable, and, like, things are, like, they're very good, but they're complicated.
Yeah.
So, like, things aren't magically solved with her mom, but she is, like, about to potentially open a storefront for her business, which is a little crazy, so but I
Yeah,
don't know,
within
maybe
6 months of starting it, but
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, sure. One of the she has, like, a charcuterie board business, which, like, absolutely, you can make a shit ton of money doing that, for
Yeah.
sure. But, like it did kind of crack me up when they were like expansion ideas, and it was like, like come like to a salad bar, but it's charcuterie, and I was like, I guess the overhead on that of buying all that meat might be kind of, you know what, whatever. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
Paint and sips, it is. See,
I
this is
like
what I'm
the
talking
Whole
about. This
Foods salad bar.
right, but there's no lettuce in this. It's charcuterie
Yeah.
bar. Again, this is where this book is like very millennial coded.
Yeah.
The shirts were which like actually everyone in this book is my age or younger.
Mhm.
So, whoops. I don't know, but Cooper's hog
Um,
rolling on the ground.
but yeah, then they are happy. It's
Yeah.
it's not even a happily ever after because they don't get engaged. It's a happy for now, which is sometimes preferred.
Yes, this is my preferred epilogue for them for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to skip to like a proposal moment like at all.
Yeah. The thing that
And
I
I
was
think
gonna say was that all our bitching about Abby Jimenez's books being redundant in that they break up and then they're apart for a while and then they get back together didn't happen this time.
you are so right. I was waiting for it to happen with like the friend breakup. I thought that was
Yeah.
gonna be the like gut busting, like pining 45 pages.
Which
Nope.
it kind of happened, but not to the degree that
No.
it
Which
did in
I
previous books. So
yeah,
she
I
listened
am
to us. Thank you, Abby, for changing that.
our close personal friend Abby Jimenez. Uh, it was also funny. I guess I skimmed the acknowledgments because I did get to the end where it was like Nadia Cakes wasn't in this one because has a nut allergy, which I
She
thought was
wouldn't have
funny.
been able to eat them, so it doesn't
I
make sense
know.
to mention them. And I was like, you know what? That's fair.
I was like, oh, I like that she picked the nut allergy. Like, there's other allergies. I guess she could. I don't know.
Yeah, she chose the art over the self promo,
What?
but then it was still
D
mentioned in the
yeah,
acknowledgments.
yeah, yeah. I don't mind the Nadia Cakes mentions, but
Me
at
neither. I
first I
think
was
it's
like,
funny.
"What is this cupcake place? Like, what are you talking about? They aren't
Yeah,
that famous, right?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's not Sprinkles."
right.
Which
After one
R.I.P.
Google, you figure
Sprinkles.
it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
RIP Sprinkles.
dude. Oh, I'll be at the airport tomorrow. I gotta see if they ripped out the vending machine.
Oh, I didn't
The
even look when I was there last weekend.
I didn't have a breakfast cupcake if it's still there. How long do you think those have been in there? No one's restocking them. They're just waiting for people to eat all of them. For
Too
those who don't
long.
know, in the Austin airport, there is slash was a Sprinkles cupcake vending machine, and it would play the world's most obnoxious, longest jingle every time you got a
Whenever someone
cupcake out
gets
of
a
there.
cupcake, yeah.
Like, basically, you would see TikToks of being like, I can't believe the Sprinkles cupcake machine just outed me for being a fatty at 8 a.m. before my flight.
Don't tell everyone I'm getting a cupcake at 4 o'clock in the morning.
But
Um, all right, where did this book stack up for you in the Abbeyverse? I liked it because I actually very much enjoyed it because it felt different than the last few that we've gotten from her. So I'm
yes,
very pleased with that.
I will say that was definitely refreshing. I was glad to see one where it wasn't like, yeah, like we said, like super pining kind of thing, with like big giant heartbreak.
Yeah.
Um, I did, I, th- I appreciated I don't want to say attempt because I do think she pulled it off, but I appreciated that there was a relationship complication that is like emotionally complicate like it is emotionally complicated of like it
Yeah.
was my best friend's girlfriend. I throughout the book was like, how are they gonna solve this? I gotta say at one point I was like, is Mike gonna die? And
Oh
like
my
that
god.
and like that's how it's solved. Uh
I
that was
I
not what happened.
I thought he was gonna end up in jail or something, get a DUI, like something like
Oh
that.
yeah, which isn't that far off kind of from what did happen, I guess. I was like, I didn't really know how they would remove the barrier because I maybe I just assumed that there was gonna be like immediately like, oh, Chris gets to be with Larissa and keep all his friends. and that's not what happened, which I think was smart and realistic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm glad Mike didn't die because, 1, Abby has already done that with Happily Ever After playlist.
Yeah.
Right. But 2, it would have been I thought he was gonna die in, like, a drunk driving accident or something,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that would have been, like that would have been a but I guess in my defense, that would have maybe been par for the course for a real Abby gut
It's
buster.
true. It's
So
true. This one
so
was
I
just
was
a gut buster from the beginning instead of like something major happening in the
this
middle.
was
Everyone's
y
going through it the whole fucking time.
yeah, this was that kind of book where there's not, like, one big giant event. There is
Mhm.
many small events that at times are range from minor inconveniences to big, giant emotional frustrations. So, I don't it's kinda hard for me to rank it within I think I liked this one more than Say You'll Remember Me.
Same.
Um, it does not rank up there with Happily Ever After playlist is still my favorite, so it doesn't rank up there toward that one. I would say, like, towards the bottom, maybe
Yeah.
3rd, but again, there's kinda so many that it's a little bit and a lot of them, I'm not saying this to, like, shit on Abby, who again, we love, but a lot of them are so similar that it's harder to rank them because I can't it's not like an Emily Henry where it's like the
Yeah.
plots are different enough where I can actually I don't remember.
Yeah, you do
Uh,
almost have to kind of clump them together like by theme essentially.
you're right, and I think that is, when you do run that risk when you are doing kind of an extended universe sort of thing of like, I do think, we talked last episode about, kind of the copy paste heroine hero. I think she does a good job of making different people.
Yes.
Um, some of the things in this book that annoyed me were not flaws of the writing, but flaws of the characters.
Yeah.
In that Chris stopped being weird. Larissa stopped accepting lots of money from this man. I don't know. Which, like,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know, Larissa, if I was in her position, I probably would do the same.
Right.
But, you know, Chris, you're weird, a little bit. But so some of that stuff, actually, I will couch that with some of that I did think was supposed to be played for like super romance in a way, but I was like, in real life, I would be like, girl, run. Your
Right.
best friend is weird
Yeah.
and wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
Or I don't know,
Or
just
something.
or kill you. So what if one of the two? Who's to say which one? So, um, yeah, I enjoyed reading it. I always enjoy Abby's prose. It's very like light and fun. It's really easy to just kind of sit down with one of her books and read a bunch of it. Like the plot moves forward, which I
Yeah.
think is something we've said about Abby all the time is that she's so good at plot and moving things forward. Like you finish a chapter, something else is happening and like it's hard to put it down. It's not the plot can be a little repetitive, sure, but there is plot happening.
Right.
So,
And I think
um,
even though there is like a pretty large cast of characters because of the extended universe of it all, they're not thrown in there for no reason. Like they
yeah,
move the plot, like there aren't characters that exist just to move the plot along. Like they exist for a reason in the book because there's some role that they play in the characters' lives. And I'm appreciative of that because sometimes in these extended universe books, like it can feel like the author is just name dropping just to name drop, and this one feels more like, oh, everyone is like engaged in the plot in some way, other than the little side mentions of like the taxidermy house and whatever.
right, for sure. Which even that I guess had purpose because they were there for a party and,
Right.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
um,
Um, what are you reading right now, or what are you gonna pick up next?
oh, I picked up Girl Dinner,
Nice.
when
Oh
I was
God,
coming
it's
back from
so
Kansas City.
that book
So
is batshit.
so yeah, that's gonna be I think I'm at the point where it's, like, starting to, like, turn batshit because I haven't gotten very far. Uh, so that's I need to, like, get to that point. My attention span lately has been real, so I mean, what's new, but I think
Yeah.
especially now I'm feeling kinda bleh. So,
Once
so
once
that's
you
gonna be
get to
my
the
plain
point
book.
once you get to the point in that book that you think you know what's going on, and the book just kind of sort of confirms it, you're like, "No way, no way, what? No way." And then that's
Oh my
when you
god,
can't put it down.
are they eating people?
I'm
I
not
guess I'll find
gonna
out.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm covering my camera so I don't react.
Okay, okay, okay. This will be a change of pace for me over the past. I just need to like this is my plain book tomorrow, uh, and I'll bring my Kindle, obviously. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually like sitting down with this one. So,
Yeah.
what are you reading?
Mine's kinda boring. I'm rereading Project Hail Mary, which I
Oh
really
yes,
loved and is such an easy book to read, but I read it when it came out, which was quite a while ago. And I really wanna see the movie, but I wanted to reread it before I saw it. So, um,
so when I get back, we finally get to go see it.
exactly, exactly.
So, which I am excited
Um,
about.
Me
I
too.
watched Interstellar yesterday, which is good, but also kind of breaks your brain a little
Yeah,
bit. I
yeah.
don't know if Hail Mary does the same, but I've heard it's very earnest in a good way.
It
So,
is. It's really good.
the indomitable force of the human spirit
Exactly.
presses on.
Yeah.
Even with Artemis right now and whatnot too. Like, sometimes humans aren't bad.
Yeah, space is
Sometimes it's
having a
okay.
moment right now.
Hi. Space is cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
One
have
of my
not.
reporters this morning was like, "I'm a little stressed out about this. I don't think it's any of our business." And I'm like, "I agree with you actually, but I do like to see it."
I am so with you. One of
Yeah.
my reporters today was like, I would like to go to space. And I was like, I have literally
Nope.
less than zero interest in going to space. I've
Nope.
watched enough of those, like, I don't know, just even like movie scenes of people going up in the rockets. I don't like to fly. Like, I don't like to, I don't
Yeah,
like
you
to get
get
on a
nervous on
plane.
planes. Imagine being in a
Yeah,
rocket ship.
absolutely not. And space tourism, like, don't get me started on space tourism, man. Uh,
Never.
no,
Never.
absolutely not. Not my
You could
business.
not pay me to go.
You will never catch me on a rocket, in a submarine,
Nope.
bottom of the ocean, up in space.
That's
Not my
exactly
business.
that's exactly what I said on our morning call. I was like, "The bottom of the ocean, none of my business."
Not my
I
business.
and I love deep sea creatures. You know I fucking love weird deep sea
I
creatures,
know.
but I don't think we need to know about them.
I I don't need to know. It's not my business. It's
Yeah.
not like that's how I feel about aliens. Like
Yeah.
I I'm so sorry. I'm so uninterested in aliens because you know what? If they're there, maybe I don't want to know.
I
Not
don't
my
wanna think
business.
about it too hard.
I don't. I feel like one day maybe I'll like, in the afterlife when I get to ask God a bunch of questions and whatnot, like sure, I'll find out then. What during my time on earth, I don't know. I don't care.
The
I don't know.
universe is big enough. I don't need to be more stressed.
I got enough going on down here, you
Yeah.
know. We're at war, bro. Like aliens are like low on
The
my
least
priority
of my
list.
worries right now. Anyway, we haven't
Sorry.
Abigail just tried to do her little frustrated noise and now she's coughing.
Sorry, coughing. See, I can't even do that.
Oh.
Um,
Can't do
yeah.
anything.
I can't do anything.
Anyway,
I am about to go to guitar, so life is okay.
okay. We
We're
haven't picked
good.
our we haven't picked our next book, but we will.
Yeah, so that will really get us back on Instagram. Sorry. So,
We just kind of
yeah,
forget that it's there.
I know. We're we're not good influencers. It's
No,
fine.
we're not.
So, anyway, we'll talk to you all
Okay.
later.
See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.